Oh my. So again, as you log in, make sure that your first and last name are showing up. That's how I take attendance, because I get the report after the meeting. If you're not sure how to do that, let me know. Could everybody click at the bottom of the screen where it says participants and chat? And do you see how now you see a list of everybody? Does everybody, so we stop there for a minute. Wow, I got everybody coming right now. They're all fashionably late, whatever. Oh, good, you're here. If you click on participants, oh, real quick, to change your name, you can actually just hover over your picture and there should be these 3 little dots. If you click on that, one option is rename. Do you see that? Or in participants, you can do the same thing, hover over your name and click more to rename. Does everybody see that? All right. I see names not changing, so that's, oh, there's, I saw a name change. That's exciting. Okay. Secondly, could everybody click on participants at the bottom and chat, and then do you see how to raise your hand? If you see how to raise your hand, do it. I'm waiting for somebody to do this. I like it. Okay, good. I see a lot of hands going. I see a lot of hands going up. Let me see if I see anybody. Oh, I see a few down at the bottom, no hands. Somebody left, they're like, what the hell is this shit? Class isn't starting, give me a minute. Still some people are like, I'm not gonna raise my hand in real life or virtually for you or anybody. Let's take a stand on something. So again, if you click participants at the bottom of the screen, you should see everybody's name show up, and at the bottom of that, it should have a raise hand option. All right, there we go, getting some more. Somebody just came in, and then some of you guys just, you're like, no, I'm just not gonna do it, dude. All right, you got tired virtual arms. Okay, I'll clear all that. So, next thing I want to ask is, has everybody here gotten into Canvas? Anybody not gotten into Canvas? Anybody having issues getting into Canvas? All right. Canvas is going to be the magical place where everything happens. So you desperately need to get in there. You desperately need to do the practice scan assignment immediately if you haven't done it yet, because that's where I make sure you've picked a good app. When you turn in work, you're going to turn it in as a PDF scan. PDF, please. If you have an iPhone or something like that, ooh, just don't give it to me with the Apple image crap. I'm not going to download a converter for that. So PDF. I've given you about 18 trillion PDF apps. One of them has to work. Cool, cool, cool. Let me see. Everybody else is here. I like it. So again, just in case anybody else just came in, make sure that your first and last name shows up on your little box that you get. I like it. Whoa. I'm all spotlighted. Oh, good. I like it. So you can have a printer that's kicks ass. If you have a printer or a scanner and you're going to scan it that way, that's bodacious. It should scan as a PDF. That's lovely. I enjoy that very much. So let me show you a couple things that in the Canvas here that are one or two of them might be new to you. Everybody can see my canvas now, right? I love it. Let me do student view just so you can really see. All right. So it's important stuff up there. I've added a few things over here. Student services tells you all the services we used to be able to get on campus and how they're being handled now virtually. So that's always nice. Stuff like EOPS, Veterans Affairs stuff, CalWorks, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully you've gone through most of this already. Right, here's the homework sheet. Somebody always asks me, I love it when 3 weeks in, somebody says, do we have homework? Yes, is the answer. Oh, somebody's chatting. Let's see. Yes, okay. All right, so it's got the important dates, it's got quiz dates, it's got the final exam date at the bottom, it's got the last day to drop, it's got all this kind of stuff. Okay, yeah. If I go to modules, so this is the module you definitely have to get into. This is the one I was just talking about, the practice scan. This is a little video about how to access the textbook. The new thing I added in is down here, surveys. Let me leave student view so I can actually see it. So if you click on surveys, there's just 2 surveys I want you to fill out. And they're relatively quick. If you could just do that for me, I'm going to remind you guys later. It's like your first little assignment I'm giving you as I see you. Okay. And then the textbook, here's a link for the textbook. Kabam. All right, I love it. And then, so I have put several videos up on Canvas. From some email questions I've gotten recently, it's really apparent that not everybody is watching them. Your questions will most likely be answered in them. But just to stem the flow of all these questions, when you go to the textbook, you can get a hard copy, right? If you want to order a print copy, you can. It's like 33 bucks or something. You don't have to. You can view it online. In the homework, the assignments I give you come out of a section called practice and homework. So practice, get out of here, I don't care. There's 1 through 5, that's the first homework assignment, right? It's in practice. And then homework starts at like number 42. Does everybody understand? So when I first found this book, it's a free book, so any typos are free when normally it costs 180 bucks and you see typos and you're like, what the hell is it 180 bucks for? I was excited at first when I saw they had a practice section and a what do you call it? A homework section. I thought, okay, we'll do the practice in class. And then I realized sometimes the problems are better in one or the other one. So I just assigned it from both sections. Okay, hopefully is everybody with me so far? And of course I have completely forgotten to, no, I didn't. I remember. Okay. Let me see. Am I missing any questions from anybody? That makes sense. I love it. It's one of my favorite phrases. All right. Let me see what else. Oh, there was, no. That's all right. So I'll remind you about the surveys, but if you could just do that real quick. I'd like to make quizzes and stuff using the results from those surveys. Talking about a survey, let's try this out real quick. Let's see what this looks like. I'm going to activate this poll. You guys ready? I'm going to activate this poll and I want you to answer the questions for me. All right, here we go. It should show up on your screen. You guys see those questions on your screen now? If you could just take a minute and answer those for me. There we go. I see stuff happening. All right, nobody's afraid of the semester yet. That's good. I forgot to put an other down there. I'm sorry. For how are you feeling? You're like all of the above. That's an option. All right, let me see. I got 47 people and I've got 14, 16, 47 people just don't want to. Let me see. Oh, you don't see it, Sandy? That's weird. It should have shown up on your screen. That's okay. Has everybody answered that wants to answer? It won't let me take the surveys. I'm sorry, Savannah. Has this happened to you before? That's what it sounds like. Oh, you mean the survey is up on Canvas? All right, somebody help me out. Are some of you did never saw the poll show up? Is somebody trying to tell me something? Okay. All right. All right. So it looks like I'm only missing 3 of you. So I'm going to end that. It's okay. Thank you. All right, I'm going to end it. All right, let me share these results. Can you guys see the results now?
No.
No. Okay. If you were not able to see the poll in the first place, you might not be able to see the results either. It might be because
Yes.
of the device you're connecting with, possibly. Don't worry, I'm not going to like do this too often. All right, let me see. Let me mute everybody. There we go. All right, who's still not muted? How are you doing that, Power? Okay, so most of you guys have 83, 84. That's awesome. 82 will work. A Casio, good luck. Your phone you can't use on quizzes or tests, so that's going to have something happen. And I don't know what about the other. You need a calculator that is able to do statistical functioning. So it's the 8384 is what I'm going to be using and showing you guys. Casio, you're on your own as far as how it does things. All right, most of you on a laptop, that is good. Some on a tablet, I think that's fine. Some on the phone, that might make certain things more difficult. Desktop, of course, is fine. Oh, let me show you the what do you call it? Canvas again in a minute. And most of you guys are nervous about this semester, and I completely understand, but it's almost balanced out with hopeful. Okay, all right, so thank you for that. Yeah, under modules, let me show it again. All right, here we go. So we go to modules, surveys right here. Surveys. You can't see this yet because I haven't unlocked that yet. Haha. Okay. All right. Anything else? Any other questions, guys, before we leap into some stuff?
For the service, it shows on my Canvas stuff, but it won't let on it. It's I don't know.
All right, so you were cutting out a lot. I got every part of every other word. Who's
On my
talking to you?
Canvas,
Is it Savannah talking to you?
Savannah.
Okay.
Yes.
So what's the trouble?
On my list, as 3 things that are black, so I can like click on it and stuff. But the surveys on the bottom are shaded, and I can't click on them or do them. I don't know if they're locked.
Have you finished everything in that whole module? Here, let me see.
No.
All right. So you have to finish all the stuff in that module.
Oh, okay, I got
Do
you.
that, yeah. So that whole unit 0 should really should be done now. So try to get that done. That's okay. Because I don't even let you get into where you can turn in homework until you get that unit 0 done.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. That's a good point. Well, we'll figure that out. I'll figure this out. That's weird. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Let me try to do this. All right. So refresh. I don't know how much of that you know. Okay. Anyway. So I did a little something. We'll see what happens. So let me ask you guys. I can't remember. I don't think I asked you quite this exactly, but has anybody heard anything about statistics that makes you particularly apprehensive? Like, have you heard any bad things about statistics, or anything you want to share? Anybody? Don't worry, I won't take it personal. Anybody heard anything about even good, bad?
It's hard. That's what I heard. It's really hard.
Really hard. I got that much. Savannah, your Wi-Fi is really messing with you, which I can understand. Every morning I've got to reset my modem just to be sure that I'm going to make it through the day. Nobody's heard it. Has anybody heard there's a lot of word problems?
I heard there was a lot of word problems.
There, I thought so. There are 0 word problems in statistics. When I say word problem, does anyone have an example? Do you know what comes to mind when I say word problem?
It's just like given like information, and you have to like find like whatever it is they're looking for based on that information you were given.
Sure. So here's what statistics really is. There really aren't any word problems. So a word problem is a train leaves Wyoming traveling south going 80 miles an hour. Another train leaves going north at 60 miles. How long until they crash? You know, so you have to set up your own formula. Does this sound at all familiar? You remember making these little charts and you put distance, rate, time, and all kind of business, and your formula comes out at the end. All right. What we do is you guys go with me on a journey of constructing these formulas, and then we just use the formula. So it really is read through a problem, figure out which numbers are important and what variables they go in for into which formula. John, for other teachers that might be true. I don't use a calculator nearly as much as other teachers. Meaning you can do a lot of what we do with a push of a button and it will come up on the calculator, and I won't let you do that. That doesn't count as showing your work, right? You can do it to check your work. So the worst phrase to tell me in this class is, my last stats teacher let us use a, get out. Yeah. No, I want you to understand the statistics. I don't want you to know which button to push. That doesn't mean shit. Then your calculator passes the class and it keeps going and has a great life and you have to retake the class. Don't do that to yourself, right? Has a little family. Oh, a little calculator family. Do I use applets? No. I know what they are. Applets would be little things you put into a website, right? Do I have the right thing? Aren't applets like little programs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done some of that before, but I'm not the best with web programming, JavaScript and all that kind of stuff, Perl. All right, I'm not sure in what respect you mean. Okay, let's see. So 2 things I want to kind of do is remind you guys that there's a video up that talks about the syllabus. So I'm not going to talk about the syllabus today unless anybody has questions. So hopefully some of you guys watched that video about the syllabus. There's also, here, let me share my screen again. I kind of like this. I started doing this a while back. So there's no real word problems in statistics, but there are a lot of Greek letters. We like to use Greek letters for our variables. Instead of just X and Y, we use alpha, beta. We use mu a lot. Right? Mu is a French cow. Mu. What else are you going to see in here? We're going to eventually see chi, right? It's not Dragon Ball Kai. It's just chi. It's just chi. Let's see what else. We see epsilon a lot. We see sigma a lot. These 2 right here, not the last type. We don't see that in statistics. Anyway, so you don't have to memorize this. Don't take that like that. I just wanted to give you this as a reference. So when you run up across these in the book, or when you run up across these in my lecture, you'll go, oh yeah, that's what the hell that is. I know you guys have probably all heard of alpha and omega. Maybe you've heard of beta, you've heard of gamma. If you're looking forward to transferring and joining a sorority or a fraternity, you've heard some of these things because they, right? I'm in gamma, gamma, gamma. All right. So that's enough of that. Ooh, chat. You've heard of theta. I love it. Theta, of course, some of you guys might have taken some trigonometry where they use the hell out of theta. I like it. All right, all right. So let me show you the book now. Let me pull that bad boy up. Where did everything go? There it is, Jeff. I didn't just do this, did I? So here's the link to the book. Chaboo! Right? And I already showed you this, that's right. That's what I'm trying to remember. I already did show you this. So like I said, you don't have to get a hard copy of the book. Don't do that. I'm trying to get all my classes to be free books, open source books. I'm not quite there with every one of them yet, but I'm getting closer. Let me think. I thought there was something else I want to show you up here, but no, that's all right. All right, so here's my two things I want to do. I've got a warm-up sheet that I want you guys to work on. And what I'm going to do, I'm thinking maybe not all of you. Some of you can certainly access Canvas right now, right? Go ahead, and I'm going to make this active. Uh-oh, somebody sent me something. Let me see. Jeff, what are you doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. What are those? So if you go to the modules, can you now see a warm-ups module? Let me see, a warm-ups part of it. Yes, okay, let me show you. I know I keep sharing and unsharing my screen, but give me a break. So now if you go to modules, you should see warm-ups. So let me do this real quick so I can officially. Pew. There we go. So what I want each of you to do, yes, on the first day, I'm going to make you do some stuff. I want, can you guys, I'm going to leave this up on the screen. Actually, let me pull it up here in a better format. What happened? Why did you do that? Oh, you're over there. Well, that's different. All right, so let me do this for you. In case you can't access that right now, don't worry, Sophia. So if you log into Canvas right now, you should be able to see the warm-ups. But here you go. I just want to share it to you in a better format so you can see it better. I want you to go ahead and start trying to do these problems, and then I'm going to break you up into groups and let you help each other out, and also introduce each other, get to know a few people on this first day. If you desperately don't want to interact with other people, just kind of get over that a little bit. It's going to be a smaller group, so it'll be something we can all handle. Is everybody understanding what's happening right now? Anybody not sure what the hell's going on? Like me, I can't open my chat. There it is. So I'm sharing the warm-ups with you right now on the screen. You should be able to see them, right? Can people see it? Okay. I'm just getting a few private chats saying they can't see it. Also, it's in Canvas. It's, give me a second. You could do it, Jeff. Yeah, I put it right after accessing the textbook. Oh, Jeebus. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. we'll change the battery if you need to. So everybody should be working on these warm-ups. Hopefully most of you can see these on your own screen, because I don't want you to have to just get it from my screen. Oh, all right. True. Javier, just do the work on another sheet of paper. It's okay. You don't need to be able to print it out or write on it. Does that make sense? I guess you can pause recording. We don't have. So I already know the two that are going to be the most requested. But let's take a look. You would think I would have done this while I was sitting there. Let me see. So that's too bad. All right, I'm trying to pull this up in a way so I can. Okay, here we go. That's interesting. People just submitted work from this class while this class was happening. I like that. All right, let me share this. So I'm sorry if I didn't make it into your group. I started going room by room, and then people were calling me, and then I forgot which rooms I went into, and I went into some twice and all that. Anyway, nobody asked me about number one, so I'm hopeful. Is everybody able to see the warm-ups page right now? Yes, okay. I'm hopeful that number one went fine. What's the easiest way to convert this 3/5 to a decimal?
Just divide it.
Yeah, you could just divide 5 into 3, and it goes in pretty nicely, right? I mean, let me see if this is going to work, or do I need to? I see way too many people. They see 3 divided by 5, but they write like 3 into 5 instead, because your brain goes, wait a minute, 5 don't fit into no 3. But of course, we know it's going to be less than 1. So then you get the 0.6. Did anybody else do it a different way?
I multiplied it and made it 10, so 6
Yes.
10.
So times 2 times 2. This is less than ideal, Jeff. So you get 6/10, which is 0.6 as a decimal. I like it. Maybe I shouldn't be using like puke yellow here. Let's try green. Yeah. It's okay, Jeff. It's fine. Okay. How do I make that into a percentage now?
You go over 2 decimal places.
I like it. Which way?
2 decimal places to the right.
I like it. The way I remember it is the percent number will always be bigger than the decimal number, because the percentage symbol means divide by 100. So when you write 60%, that is 60 divided by 100. I love you guys. So I know that this is very, very old for some of you guys. You're like, yeah, I understand all this shit. And some of you guys are like, oh my God, I forgot all about this shit. So that's why one of my favorite things to say is, if I'm going too fast, slow me down. If I'm going too slow, deal with it. All right, so everybody cool with that first one? Yes. What about this? 42.7. How does that become a decimal now? Must be the other way.
You move the
Yeah,
decimal
move 2
over to the
places
left.
Left. I love it. So it makes it 0.427. So again, the decimal number is smaller than the percent number. Sounds like somebody's doing a washing. Is that a washing machine? Here's something. Let me see. Here we go. What about, how do I make that into a fraction now?
That's the question.
That is the question. So what place is 4 in? What place is 4 in?
100.
Tenths.
No tenths.
So what place is 2 in?
Hundredths.
Holy shit, Jeff, what'd you just do? What place is 7 in?
Thousands.
That's crazy.
Thousand.
And then it'll be 427 thousand.
For a decimal. Oh.
You ready for this?
Oh.
Sure. If you're impressed by that, count the decimals. Watch. Isn't there 1, 2, 3 after the decimal, right?
Yes. So
And how many zeros are there in the bottom?
Tres.
Tres. So, there you go. That works too. So it's down here, 1, 2, 3 numbers after the decimal. So this is going to be 64 over what?
1,000.
Same way. I love it. It's the thousands place. Thousandths. Got to get that lisp. And then how do I make that into a percent?
0.64.
Good.
Right.
Oh, no.
So,
1, 2,
to the right.
6.4.
I love it. 6.4%.
Mm.
Now, please, if you have questions, stop me. If you have a question, at least 8 other people have the same question. So you could be their hero.
I got 6.4 over 100.
Oh, for the fraction?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited.
And then for the second one, I got
You ready?
42.7 over 100.
Does anyone know why that's not a fraction?
Because it's a decimal.
Yeah, fractions are defined to be whole numbers in a ratio form, right? So now watch this. So what can I do? I can multiply top and bottom of that by 10. Won't that move the decimal over once? So if I multiply the top by 10 and I multiply the bottom by 10, I get the same answer.
Yeah.
That's crazy shit. All right. So be careful. Your fractions can't have decimals in it. That's like fracception. That's like decimals in my fractions. You got fractions in my decimals. All right. So then what about this guy? How do I make that into a decimal?
To the left.
Go over to the left.
To the right.
You got to go to the left. Your
Two decimal
brain
places to the
says,
left.
your brain says, oh, that poor little dude, he's so tiny.
Oh, it's going to be tinier.
Man, I'm already losing my voice. I haven't talked this much in forever. All right. Continuing on. And so what place is that in?
Do you keep the 0? Oh, duh.
I'm sorry?
Okay.
10,000th place.
Yeah, there was 1 0 here already, so then I had to add 2 more zeros to go twice.
Yeah,
And then,
more.
yes, you're right. It'll be
Tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000.
10,000ths. And again, there's 4 numbers after the decimal, and there's 4 zeros. And just in case you didn't realize this, our number system is based on 10 for some reason. We have no idea why it's based on 10. So fractions that have multiples of 10 on the bottom are actually, they fit into our base 10 number system. So all decimals are those fractions that have multiples of 10 on the bottom. All right, continuing. What about this one? It doesn't matter which way we go. How would you make it a percentage?
2 decimal places to the right.
Good, so 112%, which makes sense. It's more than 1, so it should be more than 100%. And then to make it a fraction, there's 2 ways. 112%, and of course, percent means over
100.
100. So you could say 112 over 100, but there is another way.
1.
Yeah, there's a whole 1 and 12 hundredths, right? I can't write that really well with this, what I'm using, but oh well. Which is really what 112 over 100 is a mixed number, right?
It's a mixed fraction.
So I don't care if you leave it improper or mixed, right? We don't discriminate. We take all types of fractions. I like it.
What happens if we simplify it? Like we simplified it.
Oh, you reduce it?
Yeah.
This
I
kind of
reduce.
this kind of problem, we're never going to see it, to be honest. This is really just like basic percent and stuff. But if I was
Okay.
teaching something like Math 90 or something, I wouldn't even want it reduced because a fraction button on a calculator would give it in reduced form. So if
Okay.
I let them give it to me reduced, they're less likely to use the calculator to do it for them.
Okay.
Little trick of the trade.
All right.
What about this dude? Why is this going to be harder than this one?
Not even.
Sorry?
Since threes, they don't go in clean.
Yeah, the 3, they don't, it can't be reduced, but then 16, you can't make it become a multiple of 10 easily, right? That's why the first one kind of had an easy way where you just multiply by 2. So here you're going to have to divide. There is another way though. So either you got to do, holy shit, get out of there. By the way, if you're, if I ever offend you, then just wait a minute, I'll do it again. Let me see. So right here, 16. Oh, Jeebus. All right, let me see. There we go. 16. All right, you're gonna let me do this. 16 into 3. That looks exciting, doesn't it? Especially the way I've written it there. All right, that's beautiful. I'm gonna hang that up in my fridge after this. That'll work, right? That'll work. You actually have to do it this many times. I appreciate you holding back your laughter. But let me suggest a different way. What is 3/4 as a decimal? You know that.
0.75.
Yeah, 0.75.
Yeah.
5%. So what is 3/8? How is it related to 3/4? It's half of it. So 3/8 is going to be half of 0.75, which is 0.375. So what's 3/16?
Half of 3/8.
Half of that, which is 0.18. I'm going to run out of room, aren't I? Jeff. All right. 0.1875 maybe? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yay. Of course, this will do that too.
Right.
Sorry, go ahead. You guys all right? It sounded like somebody was going to say something. Okay. So that's 0.1875.
Oh, that's what I got.
Yeah, 180.
And then
There's the decimal point over to the right 2 times.
good.
18.75%.
Kick ass. All right. Kind of, I was ready if somebody had a question on that, but this should be like a big time review. It should be in your wheelhouse totally. What about number 2?
That's-
Sorry. What about number
that's a great-
2? I'm sorry. Is there a lag? There we are. All right. What about number 2? Would you do 40 divided by 5?
No.
And 5
Thank you.
divided by 40, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because the way to say this, there's 5 left-handed out of 40 people. Right? And then you gotta just, you just gotta do it.
So then the answer's 12.5%, right?
Yes, so you get 0.125, which is 12.5%. Kick ass.
Cool.
Kicking the acid, which is roughly, about 11% of the population is left-handed. All right. Is everybody cool so far? We're approaching the 2 biggies. This one. So I helped a few groups out with these 2. The thing to realize is I'm trying to solve for X. It's stuck up here. Poor little dude, because of this jackass, right? So the great thing about math, this is the right way to look at this. If there's something you don't like in an equation, very often you can kill it. If you don't appreciate killing, you can cancel it, whatever, right? So how do I kill that sigma dude? That's what that is.
Multiply both sides by sigma.
Yeah, since sigma's dividing, I kill it with the opposite operation. So if I multiply by sigma on both sides, I'll get z. Okay, this is gonna be exciting, everybody. Sigma equals x minus mu. I feel like I'm about 7. All right. And then there's one step left.
Both
How do I get
sides.
it?
Minus mu on both sides.
No.
Oh, add
you
mu on
add.
both sides.
So again, the same idea. Do the opposite operation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff.
Then you would get x
Let me do it like this. U plus
plus.
z sigma equals x. Now, I feel like you all should clap and go, good job, Jeff.
Good job, Jeff.
No, don't do that. Don't do All right. Jeez. All right, so number 4, you should already know what the first step is then. There's actually 2 sort of first steps. I'm sorry, somebody's chatting at me. I don't have my chat open. Oh, that's from a while back. Okay, thank you. There's 2 things you can do in number 4. You could do a very similar first step we did here for a different reason. Where is the variable that we want to solve for now? It's stuck down here, right? Something else I want you to get, now watch this real quick. Go with me for a minute. What is 10 divided by 2? Ooh.
5.
And what is 10 divided by 5? You can do it, Jeff. Holy shit. So that's a very basic algebraic concept about if I have something equals something divided by that, I can just switch these places. See how 5 and 2 switch places? 10 divided by 1 chunk is the other chunk. So I can rewrite this thing as, deal with me now, square root of n equals z. I'm going to use an s instead of the fat sigma dude, okay?
Okay.
So I can stay away from what I did over there. Do you see how basically the e and the square root of n just switch places? If I multiply by root n and I divide by e, I get here. This is just a shortcut. And then I got one last thing to do.
Square both sides.
Square both sides. I like it. Square. Okay.
N equals square root of all that.
Square. Yeah, so let me write this down and then add some stuff. Holy shit and a half. Okay. N equals z. Give me a minute. Don't freak out. Yep.
Square root of all that.
Yep. Yep. All right. Those are actual formulas that are going to come up this semester. So I like to show this to you now. And you go, oh yeah, I realize it. Or you won't, or you'll forget this sheet entirely. I don't know. We'll find out. That sound familiar, everybody? Is that slowly coming back? Just algebraic manipulation of formulas. This is the most algebra you'll actually see in this course. There's not much algebra in this course at all. So sometimes I'll have somebody go, oh, because I'm awesome in algebra. And then I have a lot of people go, yay, I hate algebra, in a tear.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about number 5?
You add up all the numbers
I like it.
and then
Let me write this down real quick.
divide.
Add all up. Divided by
The sum.
how many, right?
Okay.
So if you add them all up, what do you get?
7.8.
No. If you add them all up,
39.
39. And there's 5 of them, right?
Yeah.
And the way I do this is I double the top, double the bottom, because then it's easy to. So divided by 5 is easy if you double them. Or you use a calculator. I know. You're all like, I got this thing. It's called a calculator, Jeff. Oh, yeah. All right. Everybody good so far?
Yes.
What about this last one? Somebody got the answer?
87.
All right, you got
87.
7. How'd you get that?
Multiply a 1 and multiply by 3. And then you can subtract 81. 72.
I'm sorry, do it again.
They want an average of 80, right? So
Good.
you want to multiply it by 3. and
Okay,
then-
good. Let me stop right there. Let me make sure everybody's on the same page with you. I love that.
Okay.
If I have three numbers that average to be 80, the point that Rhiannon is making is I don't know shit about any of the numbers necessarily, but I do know they have to add up to be 240.
80.
No, they have to average to be
Oh.
80. So in
240.
Does this make sense? To average to be 80, when I add them up and divide by 3, I get 80. So what do they add up to be? 240.
Oh.
Correct.
Good. You guys with me? So good job, Rhiannon. So we get 81 plus 72 plus I don't know equals 240.
Excess.
And that's a really nice equation to solve, right? I'm going to show you the way I do it. I don't do it that way.
Oh my God.
Although this way is an awesome way, don't get me wrong. It uses algebra, which, I'm all about. And then you do get 87, right? So watch this real quick. We're done with this problem, but look at me still doing stuff. How far away from 80 is 81?
You subtracted it?
1.
What happened? Is everybody all right? You have to add 81 and 72 and then subtract it to solve for x, right? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
81 is up 1 from 80, right?
Yeah.
72 is down how much?
8.
So overall, how far away from 80 am I total? Down 7, right? So the third one better make up for that. The third one better be up 7 from 80. 87. No? Nobody liked that at all. Okay, I'll do it. It's actually the same idea. What's the simplest way to have three numbers average to be 80? 80, 80, 80. So if one of them was 79, that means another one has to be 81. So so all I'm doing is kind of like this balancing between the three. Do you guys see that? Do you ever have to do it that way? No. If you understand that way, do you have a better understanding of it totally? Yes. So I like to show you little weird shit like that. All right. Everybody all right? All right. So any questions on this warm-up sheet?
Do we have to
Nope.
do we have to scan it and upload it later after class?
No. I've already given you all the answers. I don't want to. I'm getting the next stuff to grade. Don't worry about it. This is.
I wrote it because I wrote it on a piece of lined paper. Is that fine?
It's up to you, dude. You can do what you want to with it now. You never have to show it to me, unless there's.
We don't have to show it to you.
No. Somebody's asking me.
It's only the actual homework. Okay.
So real quick. Is my Wi-Fi doing all right?
Yeah.
I'm all okay. I'm better. I was going. All right. Somebody was asking that where'd 240 come from? Do you agree with me that if the average of three numbers is 80, then the sum of them divided by 3 is 80, right? So what do you get when you multiply both sides by 3? I don't know. You get 240 has to be the sum. So the first test plus the second test plus the unknown third test must be 240.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all right? If 5 numbers average to be 10, what do they add up to be? 5 numbers average to be 10. What do they add up to? Do it again.
2.
50?
50. Because 50 is the only number I can divide by 5 to get 10. So could one of the numbers be negative 18 trillion? Yes.
Yep.
As long as another one is like 18 trillion and the other ones make 50. Holy shit, right? So I don't have a clue what any of them are, but I do know they have to add up to be 50. That is something I know. All right. Okay, all right. So I'm going to stop sharing that. Ow! So last thing I want to do today, I want to get a little bit into chapter 1, believe it or not. which means I'm going to have to turn off my office. Sorry, office, because I want to use the whiteboard. Oh, there. Oh, my office is gone. All right. Yeah, baby. Let me see if I can make that. Okay, not too bad. So, just going to get a little bit into chapter 1. The first chapter, what's going to suck for us is the first chapter is all definitions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be so desperately exciting. I know. So just try to contain yourself. So what I like to do is try to kind of come at it instead of just straight up defining words. I want us to hit them as they come. What I mean by that is there something about Grossmont students you'd like to know, like the average distance Grossmont students travel to school, which right now is several feet from their bed to the computer, but in a non-pandemic time, or the percentage that own a Hyundai, or something less stupid, maybe. Does anybody have a suggestion on something you'd like to know about all Grossmont students? You're all like, I don't want to know anything about these people, man. I'm so happy I don't have to be around them.
That are working,
What about working? Like, give me something.
like they have a job, part-time job.
So let me build that up a little bit. The average number of hours worked by Grossmont students. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right, sweet. And do you see what I'm saying right now? Do you understand how what your suggestion was like pure data, which is fine. I added in how I'm going to process the data. So percentage and average, those are how I process data. Right? So the data is going to be hours worked, and how I'm going to process it would be finding the average. I could do like the percentage of Grossmont students that have a full-time job, or the percentage, you see what I'm saying? So it could have been percentage or average. So let's say that, of course, what population is it that we're talking about?
Students at Grossmont?
Can you see that all right?
Yes.
Thank God. All right. Yeah, so in this specific example, let me put it in blue maybe. It's going to be all Grossmont students. So what is a population in general? Collection of all things, people we wish to describe. All right. So y'all came into this class knowing the word population, basically knowing what it meant. Now, we don't have access to all the data, so we're going to actually have to. Do you want to try to track down and talk to every Grossmont student? No, we have about 17,000 Grossmont students, so we probably don't want to do that. So what are we going to do instead?
Take a sample of the population.
Kick ass. So sample is a subgroup of the population we actually study. Anybody have a suggestion on how to get a sample of Grossmont students? Pretend like we're not in a pandemic, so we have more ways available to us, right?
Survey?
Sorry?
Survey?
How would you put the survey out? Who would you send it to?
That's a good question.
Random people?
Say again, sorry?
What about if you send it to like teachers or professors?
Oh, and then have the teachers give it out to their students.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. you guys know that there are teachers that are sort of not good at following directions? But no, this is valid. You got a valid thing. So I'm going to come up with some other ways to do it and try to point out the possible downfall of those ways. So one way you're saying is to send stuff to teachers and then tell the teachers to give it to the students, right? That's one way to do it. I like it. That's still not a sample though. If every teacher does it, can you imagine how much data we're going to get?
What if we do it from like our class?
Okay, so, all right. If the sample is our class, what's wrong with that sample?
It's too small.
All right, I love this suggestion. It's not too small. It's not.
Biased, right?
Say again?
It's a math
Bias?
class.
Say it one more time.
Biased?
Oh, bias. Okay, how is it biased?
Because it's only students from this one specific class. It can't apply to anyone else.
I like it. So what do you think we're trying to do with the sample? If the population is what we really want to say something about, what must the sample do then relative to the population?
Must have variables.
Be
Maybe.
random?
Yes, but we don't even know what that word means yet.
How about the sample of all Grossmont students be like all students who are part-time? Would that be a sample of all Grossmont students?
It would be, but it would also be biased because it would increase the average we're going to get because it's going to leave out all the students that don't work at all. If I want to know a true average, what was it we said, average number of hours worked, I must include all the people that don't work, right? Unless you, all right, so guys, our class would be bad because it's not representative of the population. It's biased because does everybody have to take statistics?
No.
Does everybody want to take it with me? No, they've probably taken a course with me and they know better. They're like, I don't want to take that guy. Good Lord. Right? So there's bias. There's reasons people wouldn't be in this class. So if my sample is the class, I'm leaving out all kinds of groups of students. So my results might go one way or the other or be mixed up, or at least I can't trust them because it's not representative. So that's a bad, you guys are not bad people that I know of yet, but we're a bad sample. We are a bad sample. Bad sample. So a better way might be.
Pick a few students from each major.
Okay.
That's fine.
We'd have to work out still how to communicate to them, how to figure out what their majors are. What about this?
Or
What if-
conversation, let me know.
Let me suggest something. So remember, we're still on campus. We're not in pandemic times. What if we went to every classroom and took 5 students from each classroom? Is there still issues with that?
Yes, because there's certain classes at certain times and certain people are more likely to be at those classes depending on their social, economic backgrounds.
I love it. What if we randomly selected times and days to go to the college, and then we took 5 people from each classroom at those times and days? Aren't we getting closer to better now? What are we trying to account for? Do you understand what we're trying to account for, right? This is why the very first thing in any statistical analysis you see, they must explain how they pick their sample. Somewhere they better do that, because if they didn't pick their sample well, I'm not going to spend my time reading their stuff. I can't trust it. All right. So sample, let's say we randomly pick days and times. And some students from each class. Oh my God, that's even bad for me. All right. Let's see what time we got. I don't want to keep you guys too late. get some. Now, once I've got my sample of people together, we've got our sample. We put them all in one room. Right? What are we going to do next?
Isolate them.
Sorry.
Isolate them.
Are you? So this is like, all right. I'm pretty sure you don't mean that there's coronavirus concerns, right?
No,
We're pretending like it's the war times.
Categorize them.
Categorizing. I can't do that yet because I haven't talked to them yet. What's the first thing you do? What is it we're trying to get?
Oh,
What are we trying to get a hold of? What do we?
debrief
Ask
them.
if they work or not.
Ask questions.
Ask questions. In fact, I only have to ask one question. What do I have to ask?
Do you work?
No, because that won't get me an average number of hours.
Oh.
Hours they work.
Yes. How many hours did you work?
Oh, yes.
If they don't have a job, what are they going to say?
None.
0. Yeah.
0.
Yeah. All right. So this is the third thing is going to be what's called our variable. So in statistics, a variable, it's very similar to the variable in algebra. It's related to the question we're going to ask. Now, how is that similar to algebra? Why is that called a variable? Does anybody
Is it a number?
say again?
It's a number.
Not a number.
Numbers. Data.
It could represent multiple answers, multiple numbers, right? So in statistics, the variable is related to the question we asked because it can have multiple answers. That's why we call it the variable.
Ah.
Oh. So the variable is related, just try, Jeff, there we go, to the question asked. And here, so the variable here would be number of hours worked. I guess per week, we didn't really say, but per week. Yikes and a half. I feel really bad for you guys that you took me because I can't write your shit. So good luck. And then, what are the collection of answers? You all know this. So you go around, you say, okay, Jim Bob, I work 38 hours. What about Sally? I work 43 hours. What about Sam? I work 0. What about, right? What is all those numbers I'm saying? What do we call those? That is all of the data. Yeah, so data is the answers to the question. Isn't that crazy? So sometimes the question isn't something we ask, it's something we observe. Like if I wanted to know the average length of the tail of a certain kind of a salamander, I'm not going to go to the salamander, hey salamander, how long is your tail? Answer the damn question. I'm just going to measure it. So, but the variable is still the question I want answered, right? And the data would be the lengths of each tail that I see, right? So here, examples would be 38, 43, 0. I like hours, just to be sure. Not minutes or something. Okay, maybe. All right. I could just flip this over. You guys ready? You guys have all this? Am I recording? Thank God. All right. Watch this. Oh, dude. I need to understand how big of a geek I am. My life is complete now that I own a board I can do that with. And that is such a geeky, I love it. There are some other things I want, but this is up there. So we got population sample. Who the hell we want to talk about? Who the hell we got time to talk to? Variable data. What are we going to ask them? What are called the things that we get from them? The answers, right? And then we got, to be honest, this I could have put this first. Where am I at? 5. Parameter and statistic. Yes, this shows up. Yay. See how the word parameter starts with a P? I'm sure you guys probably noticed that. Didn't really make a note of it until I said that. Because, and here's the beautiful thing about that. Parameter is a numerical description of a population. Holy crap, Jeff. I should be putting this in black, but too bad. Of a population. Numerical description of a population. So what do you think statistic is? Parameter is a numerical description of a population.
Of a sample.
No way, it's crazy. So the statistic is a numerical blah, 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 blah of a sample. So if I said the average time worked for all Grossmont students, where am I? Hello? The average time worked for all Grossmont students is 19 hours a week. Is that a parameter or a statistic? The average time worked for all
Parameter.
students.
A statistic.
How do I know it is a parameter? How do I know it's a parameter? Because I'm talking about all Grossmont students. What is the only thing that differentiates these two? What group they're talking about. So if I said it's 19 hours for all Grossmont students, it's talking about the population parameter. If I said the sample I studied had an average of 19 hours, that of course would be a
Statistic.
because it's describing the sample. SFPP, holy shit, you can't get better than that.
Okay.
I like it, I like it. Let's see how much time, what else can I shove it? All right, I'm gonna do a couple more things and we'll get out a tiny bit early today. Tiny bit early. All right. Let's see how much I want to do. Looking at data a little bit more. Data and variables. We have different types. We have qualitative and we have quantitative. It always feels like there's too many T's. What's the root word of quantitative?
Quantity.
Quantity. So quantitative is data that's truly numerical. It's a measurement, it's a true number. So for example, what do I mean by that? If I saw a football team and I saw their jersey numbers, is that truly numerical?
No.
Could I do numerical stuff like subtract them? No, of course not. So those are just names. That would be qualitative, quality. This is also called categorical. So this is truly numerical. Oh man, Jeff. And this one is categorical. This is just name data. I like it. So our data that we were working with was obviously quantitative because it was our number of hours worked. Like if the question would have been, do you work? That would have been qualitative data because the answers would have been words, would have been names. Yes, no, none of your business. All right. So here's the last idea. So I have two different ideas. Here's the last idea. We got this?
Yeah.
Yes.
More than you wanted? All right. I'm just going to introduce this. We'll get a little bit more into it next time, but I want to at least get this in your brains. This is called levels of measurement. So it starts off at the most basic level of measurement. It's called nominal. So this is data that actually is just names. There's nothing else happening to it. And sometimes it's easier if I put the next one down. The next one is called ordinal. What's your gut tell you ordinal involves?
Coordinating.
Sorry? Say it one more time.
Ordinary.
No,
Order?
order. I love it. So this would be stuff like, so this is just name data. So this would be stuff like names of cars. Yeah. Jersey numbers. Social security number. Hair colors. Yeah. So what would this be? This would be, there's an inherent order. Can you put hair colors in different orders? Yes. Alphabetical, your own personal, least preferred to most preferred hair color, right? There's all kinds of orders you can put on them, but is there an inherent order they want to be in? No. But what about something like, oh, my mind went blank. Oh, like ranking a restaurant. Like if I was working at a restaurant and it said, "Can you rank us, please?" and it said, "Rate us anywhere from fair, poor, excellent, good." What's wrong with that? What's wrong with how that's written down?
Not in order.
Not in order. It's like, it's like, what the hell are you people trying to do? It's sort of like if you did an evaluation of a faculty member and it went 1 to 5, but it said agree, strongly disagree, disagree, neutral. I mean, you're like, that's out of order. What are you people trying to do? You trying to mess me up? Right? So this is no good. There's an inherent order that it wants to be in. All right. And then there's 2 more levels after that. But, yeah, I want to let us out a little early. We'll finish that up next time. I'm pretty sure nobody out there is going to be all like, come on, finish it. All right. So, class is over, but if you have a question, you can hang out and ask the question. Otherwise, you can head out. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed something over here. Can you go back to the other side? Sure. So we got this piece.
Yeah.
You just wanted me to do that so I can get a kick out of doing it. I appreciate that. All right. So does anybody have questions or need help with something? If you don't, you can head out. You're all done. Yeah. You guys on Wednesday. The same link that got you here gets you to the one on Wednesday. Thank you, everybody.
I do have a question, but it's not on what we did today.
Okay.
The practice scan.
Yes.
For number 3, if a shirt is on sale for 18% off, and the sale price is $16.40, what was the original price?
Yes.
Can you just walk me through how I would solve that?
Okay, so how do you, like, if you knew how much something cost, so example, let's say something costs $50, right? And let's say I'm going to take 15% off. You with me?
Mhm.
How would you do that?
Well, you convert it to a decimal.
Sure. Then what? So what are you going to take 15% of?
You're going to take that out of the 50, right?
Yes. So if I do 15% of 50, that's how much I'm going to take off from 50, right?
Yeah.
Now watch. in the problem, and that'll be the sale price, whatever the shit that is. What is it going to be, Jeff? 42.50. I think it's 42.50. Now, that has nothing to do with our problem, does it? In our problem, what is it we don't know?
We don't know the original price.
So instead of 50, let me put X. And how much? What's the percentage off?
18.
And what's the sale price?
16.40.
There. The
Oh.
original minus 18% of the original is the sale price. It's just, we know how to do this because we do this all the time in real life.
Yeah.
Algebra says, oh, if I didn't know that original, I better put an X where the original is. And now I can solve. All right, this will be 1
Oh.
minus 1 is. So a couple
Okay.
steps. Yep.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I was like, it's backwards.
That's algebra for you, man. That's what algebra does. It's the power of it. It can handle backward shit. Everybody else all right out there? You guys really here still?
Still here.
I'm gonna leave if nobody has. right.
Wait.
Yes. What's up?
Okay. I'm still confused on what you did with that.
This?
Yeah.
Okay. What's up? Are you cool with this problem up here?
Yes.
Do you see how it's the 50 is what I don't know in the problem I gave you? How do I figure out the sale price? I always take the original minus a percent of the original.
Oh.
Of your discount, right?
Yeah.
There you go. So
Okay, I see what I did wrong.
Okay. Everybody else all right out there? I kind of want to take a break. I'm going to head out. I don't hear anybody asking anything else. Oh, everybody's gone. All right, bye.